Hmm? Good afternoon to all. Today's topic is ABG analysis. Uh, it is a demonstration class. In this class, we will know about what is ABG, what is the blood gases related with the ABG, what are the blood gases, what are those circulation and exchange, what are the acid-base disorders, brief introduction about acid-base disorders because already we are completed these acid-base disorders. Compensation of the gases, compensation means regulation of the acid-base disorders. Next one is ABG analysis, and the last one is ABG interpretation. These are all the things we are discussing in this topic. So this ABG chapter is newly introduced in the new syllabus, new competency it is in the MCA curriculum. So arterial blood, ABG means, what is ABG? ABG means arterial blood gas analysis. What is ABG? Arterial blood gas analysis. So we all know that blood pH. So blood is having specific pH value. The pH value is 7.35 to 7.45. So when our body is maintaining specific blood pH within the normal limit 7.35 to 7.45, then our metabolic reactions also that is proceeds. When the abnormality of the pH, whether it is reduced or increased, there is a problem in the metabolic reactions, especially that the denaturation of the enzymes takes place, denaturation of the proteins takes place. So this pH value, normal range of the pH value, that is mainly depends on blood gases, especially here bicarbonate and partial pressure of carbon dioxide. Bicarbonate and partial pressure of carbon dioxide. In case of any abnormality in the partial pressure of carbon dioxide and bicarbonate, there is a chance to produce abnormal pH. Abnormal pH. So when these partial pressure of carbon dioxide or bicarbonate concentrations are elevated or reduced due to acid-base disorders. So in this class we will know about all these pH. We will discuss bicarbonate, partial pressure of carbon dioxide, and also acid-base disorders also we will discuss. Then after compensation. So acid-base disorders normally how it is compensated, regulated. Okay. So this is the basic concept we will discuss today. So arterial blood and venous blood, what are the difference? So here arterial blood, we know that it is a oxygenated blood. It carries oxygen to the organs. So here it is a bright red color. It is a bright red color. Next one is venous blood. Venous blood, it is deoxygenated blood. It is not containing less amount of oxygen, more amount of carbon dioxide. Whatever carbon dioxide that is produced from the metabolic reactions, that is carried from the venous blood. So venous blood is having deoxygenated blood. It is little bit dark with compared to the arterial blood. So it is dark in color, dark red color. It is a bright red color. How it is circulation that is takes place. So here during the inspiration and expiration, we are inspiration that oxygen into the lungs. Then that oxygen through the pulmonary vein, that oxygen carried to the in the pulmonary vein, that oxygen binds to the RBC hemoglobin. Then that is transported to the organs. Here that oxygen participated in different metabolic reactions in the organs. Then due to that metabolic reactions that releases carbon dioxide. Then that carbon dioxide through a pulmonary artery that reach to the lungs. So immediately carbon dioxide that binds to the RBC, then that transfers to the lungs. So this is the about circulation. Next one is for the circulation of these gases or gases exchange, that is require a partial pressure. So partial pressure, that atmosphere partial pressure of the oxygen, that is 160 mm of Hg. 160 mm of Hg. That partial pressure of oxygen that is enters into the lungs. That is enters into the lungs. Inside the lung, that the partial pressure of oxygen that is 104 mm of Hg. 104 mm of Hg. From the lungs, this oxygen that is enters into the, that is reached to the heart through the pulmonary vein. From the heart, left atrium and the left ventricle, from the heart that is reached to the different organs through the aorta. Through the aorta. So here that oxygenated blood that is carried from the heart to the lung, different organs. So here for the analysis of arterial blood gases, we are collecting the sample from the arteries. So here that the partial pressure of oxygen is 100 mm of Hg, partial pressure of carbon dioxide is 40 mm of Hg. So here that the oxygen that enters into the different organs, organ cells, there that participated in different metabolic reactions, then that releases carbon dioxide. So here that the partial pressure of oxygen is 40 mm of Hg. PCO2 is 45 mm of Hg. So here if you compare to arterial blood, here oxygen concentration that is reduced in the capillaries and also systemic veins. So here it is for 100 mm of Hg, here 40 mm of Hg due to that oxygen that is utilized by organs. You can compare that carbon dioxide, here 40 mm of Hg, and in the capillaries and the pulmonary vein that is 45 mm of Hg. 5 mm of Hg that is increased due to produced carbon dioxide in the due to metabolic reactions. Then the carbon dioxide that enters into the systemic veins to the right atrium and the right ventricle, then that transfers to the lungs through the pulmonary artery. So this is about internal respiration and external respiration. This is mainly depending on the partial pressure of oxygen and carbon dioxide. Next one is how gas exchange that is takes place in the organs and also in the alveoli of the lung. Next one we need to discuss. So here when the oxygenated blood that is reached to the near to the organ, oxygen that enters into the tissues, and then carbon dioxide that is released from the tissues to the blood capillaries. Then this carbon dioxide reached to the lungs. Then this carbon dioxide reached to the lungs. There carbon dioxide released into the alveoli. Oxygen that is enters into the capillary. So this is gas exchange. So during the gas exchange, what are the chemical reactions that is takes place? In the next slide, here you can see what are the chemical reactions that is takes place. So here oxygen, whenever oxygen that is inspired, that is enters into the blood capillary through the lung alveoli. So immediately that oxygen that binds to the hemoglobins. Most of the oxygen that binds to the hemoglobin, but some amount of the oxygen that is dissolved in the plasma. So dissolved plasma that is directly diffused into the interstitial space and also into the tissue of the organ cells. Then whatever hemoglobin that binds to the oxygen, that oxygen immediately that is separated from the hemoglobin, then that oxygen, more oxygen that enters into the cells for metabolic utilization. During the metabolic reactions, that oxygen utilized by metabolic reactions, then that produces carbon dioxide. Then that carbon dioxide that enters into the interstitial fluid, then that is released into the blood capillary. So here in the blood capillary that is containing blood cell, RBC, and also plasma. So mostly carbon dioxide reaction that is takes place in plasma as well as in the RBC. So here 10% of the carbon dioxide that is directly dissolved in the plasma. That is directly dissolved in the plasma. With 20% of the carbon dioxide, when it is dissolved in the RBC, immediately that binds to the hemoglobin, then that is producing carbaminohemoglobin. Carbaminohemoglobin. Only this is 20%. Remaining 70% of the carbon dioxide that is transfers to the blood capillary, then that is binds with the water molecule. So water molecule that is present in the plasma as well as in the RBC also. So here when the carbon dioxide binds with the water molecule, that is producing carbonic acid without any enzymatic reaction. That producing carbonic acid, then that is producing bicarbonate and a hydrogen ion. So bicarbonate and a hydrogen ion. Next one is enzyme dependent reaction that is takes place inside the RBC. So when the carbon dioxide reaches to the RBC, carbon dioxide immediately binds with the water molecule. Then in the presence of the enzyme carbonic anhydrase, that is converted to the carbonic acid H2CO3. So then it is converted to the bicarbonate HCO3 plus hydrogen ions. So here it is it is not require any enzyme. It is enzyme dependent reaction. So it is a fast reaction. It is a slow reaction. In the plasma, it is a slow reaction. In the RBC, it is a fast reaction. So here we need to remember when the more carbon dioxide that is produced in the due to metabolic reactions or any lung failure, due to lung failure, accumulation of carbon dioxide that may produces more hydrogen ions. When it is carbon dioxide producing more hydrogen ions, more carbon dioxide that is produced, that produces more hydrogen ions. So carbon dioxide directly relating with the pH of the blood due to carbon dioxide producing hydrogen ions. So this bicarbonate, whatever bicarbonate that is produced in the RBC, immediately that is released into the plasma by shifting of chloride outside of the chloride that enters into the RBC. Then this free H plus ions immediately binds with the hemoglobin, that is separated from the oxygen that produces hydrohemoglobin. This is about O2 and carbon dioxide exchange in the tissues. Next one is alveolar exchange. So whatever bicarbonate that is produced from the organs, that bicarbonate in the blood plasma, that is first one is 10% of the carbon dioxide, dissolved carbon dioxide that is directly diffused into the alveoli. Remaining 20% of the hemoglobin, 20% of the carbon dioxide that is binds with the hemoglobin. So here that hemoglobin from the carbon dioxide that is separated, then this 20% carbon dioxide that is enters into the alveoli of the cell. Remaining 70% of the bicarbonate that is produced in the plasma, immediately that bicarbonate that binds with the hydrogen ions. These hydrogen ions are that is getting from the plasma proteins, immediately binds with the hydrogen ions that produces carbonic acid. Without any enzymatic reaction, that is converted to water and carbon dioxide, and that carbon dioxide that enters into the alveoli. So without enzymatic reaction, this is takes place. So it is a slow reaction. Next one is whatever bicarbonate that is produced in the plasma, that is enters into the RBC, and whatever chloride that is present in the RBC, that is shifts to the outside. So opposite to the reverse chloride shift. So here bicarbonate that enters into the RBC, immediately that takes the hydrogen ions from the hemoglobin binded hydrogen ion, then that produces carbonic acid. then this carbonic acid in the presence of the enzyme carbonic anhydrase that converted to water and carbon dioxide. So it is a fast reaction due to it is an enzymatic reaction. Then the carbon dioxide that released into the alveoli. Okay. So whenever carbon dioxide that is increased, that O2 of the oxygen that enters into the inside the blood. So O2 that enters into the RBC, and also some amount of the O2 that is directly dissolved in the plasma. So O2 when it is enters into the RBC, so here hemoglobin that is available along with the hydrogen ion. So when the oxygen is available, free oxygen is available in the RBC, hydrogen ions are separated from the hemoglobin. Then this oxygen that is binds with the hemoglobin that produces oxyhemoglobin. Then that the free hydrogen ions that is participated in further reactions for the binding with the bicarbonate to release carbon dioxide. So this reaction near to the alveoli gas exchange. So we know that how gas exchange that is takes place in the alveoli and also near to organ. Next one is collection of the blood sample for the arterial blood gases. So here we need to discuss about we know that glucose estimation, serum glucose estimation, urine, serum creatinine, serum urea, lipid profile. Next one is liver function tests, kidney function test. For all these experiments, we are collecting the sample, blood sample from the venous blood. So venous blood directly collecting from the technicians. But here arterial blood collection, this is really difficult. So really difficult because these arteries that is present inside the body. Okay. So here that the collection that is particularly that is taken by the blood sample taken by the, there are some trained doctors. Okay. So for the ABG analysis, we are collecting the sample from the radial artery, brachial artery. Next one is femoral artery. Next one is posterior tibial artery. Next one is dorsalis pedis artery. Okay. From these places, we are collecting the arterial blood for the analysis of blood gases. Next one is ABG, arterial blood gas. How to analyze the sample? So when we are getting the report, first we need to know about some basic things. So here in the ABG, we are analyzing. First one is pH. Second one is partial pressure of carbon dioxide. Third one is bicarbonate. So these three things, when we know the normal ranges, when we are getting the abnormal values, when there is a acid-base disorders. Okay. So for the identification of acid-base disorders, first of all, we need to identify what is the pH of the blood. So here, that the pH of the arterial blood is normal range is 7.35 to 7.45. Okay, it is a fixed value 7.35 to 7.45 mm of Hg. So in the arterial blood, when it is reduced below the 7.35, that condition is called acidemia or acidity of the blood. When it is increased to 7.45 and above, that is called alkalemia or alkalinity. So here, this is the normal range we must remember. Next one is partial pressure of carbon dioxide. So partial pressure of carbon dioxide. So here carbon dioxide we are analyzing in the arterial blood. So here carbon dioxide normal value is 35 to 45 mm of Hg. 35 to 45 mm of Hg. So here carbon dioxide, here I mentioned it is a acid, but here carbon dioxide it is not a acid. Here carbon dioxide it is producing hydrogen ions. So when we are getting more PCO2, that means that is producing more hydrogen ions. So here when the partial pressure of carbon dioxide above the 45 mm of Hg, that is indicates that is acidic in nature. Okay, so when it is reduced below the 35 mm of Hg, that is alkaline in nature. Okay, next one is bicarbonate. So bicarbonate, that normal value is arterial in the arterial blood 22 to 26 milli equivalents per liter. What is the normal range? 22 to 26 milli equivalents per liter. So here bicarbonate, the basic nature is base. So here it is having a basic nature. So when it is elevated above the 26 milli equivalents per liter, this is considered as more base in nature. Next one is when it is reduced below the 22, it is acidic in condition. So when it is reduced below the 22, that is acidic in condition. When it is elevated above the 26, that is more base in condition. Okay, so these three are important for analyzing that acid-base disorders. So here we mentioned that the partial pressure of oxygen also. So here partial pressure of oxygen, it is not having any direct relation with the acid-base disorders. Okay, so here we need to know about this value due to some other conditions, whether patient is getting proper oxygen that is utilized by our body or not. So here that PaO2 value is, partial pressure of oxygen value is 80 to 100 milli 80 to 100 mm of Hg. So here we need to remember must pH value 7.35 to 7.45 mm of Hg, partial pressure of carbon dioxide 35 to 45. So here you can easily remember it is a 7.35, it is 35. It is 7.45, it is 45. So it is easily remember. Bicarbonate value is 22 to 26. So if we remember these values, that analysis that is very easily understandable. So these are the values, the variation between the arterial blood and the mixed venous blood. So here arterial blood pH is mean is 7.40. That range is 7.35 to 7.45. In the venous blood, that pH value is 7.36. Mean is 7.36. That range is 7.31 to 7.41. Okay, like that partial pressure of oxygen in the arterial blood 80 to 100 mm of Hg. In the venous blood, that is greatly reduced 35 to 40 mm of Hg, because this arterial oxygen that is utilized by organs. That's why in the venous blood that is reduced. PSCO2 that is 35 to 45 mm of Hg. So there is only small variation partial pressure of carbon dioxide and bicarbonate arterial blood with compared to venous blood. Next one is we need to know about how to analyze the pH. So we know that arterial blood pH is 7.35 to 7.45 mm of Hg. So when it is reduced below the 7.35, it is called acidemia. When it is increased above the 7.45, it is called alkalemia. Okay, that mean value is 7.45. So here in these two boxes I mentioned 7 point acidemia normal value 7.35 to 7.39. Acidemia alkalemia normal value 7.41 to 7.45. These are all within the range 7.35 to 7.45. But while reporting, we need to analyze the report. So according to this value, for example, if the patient is getting 7.36, we have to consider that that patient is having acidemia, but it is in normal. Okay? About this, I will explain in detail in the later slides. Next of all, we need to know pH value 7.35 to 7.45. That is mostly depending on the blood buffers, especially bicarbonate buffer and carbonic acid buffers. So when the blood pH we are maintaining, when we are maintaining the ratio of the bicarbonate and carbonic acid, that is 20:1. So when the 20:1 that is increased, that pH value is increased. When the 20:1 value is reduced, that pH value is reduced. So pH value that is mainly depending on the balance of the bicarbonate and the carbonic acid. So when there is no proper balance, there is a chance to get acid-base disorders. So here that acid-base disorders topic we already discussed, we are completed. So here the most important acid-base disorders are 4 types: metabolic acidosis, respiratory acidosis, metabolic alkalosis, respiratory alkalosis. These 4 are acid-base disorders. These are the normal symptoms, different symptoms in the central nervous system, peripheral nervous system, muscular system, digestive system due to acidosis and alkalosis. First one is metabolic acidosis. So metabolic acidosis, for that, what is the reason to getting that metabolic acidosis? Primary cause is primary alkali deficient. Primary alkali deficient means here that bicarbonate is reduced. Bicarbonate is reduced, and also due to bicarbonate reduction, pH is also reduced. Due to bicarbonate reduction, pH is also reduced. So primary cause is bicarbonate reduction. So here, if a primary deficient of bicarbonate occurs, the ratio of the bicarbonate and the carbonic acid that is decreased 20/1, that is reduced. So when the ratio of the bicarbonate and the carbonic acid is reduced, the pH is also reduced. So here for the compensation means regulation. For compensation, here whether we have to for compensation, here we have to increase the pH value. So that pH value here in the metabolic acidosis, that is depending on bicarbonate value. So here partial pressure of carbon dioxide is normal. So bicarbonate, either bicarbonate has to increase or carbonic acid is also has to reduce. So here I will say. So here compensatory mechanisms are mainly 2 types in the metabolic acidosis. One is respiratory mechanism. Second one is renal mechanism. In the respiratory mechanism, what happened in the metabolic acidosis? Hyperventilation that is takes place. Hyperventilation that is takes place due to metabolic acidosis stimulates the respiratory center, which results in hyperventilation. So due to that hyperventilation, that reduces the carbonic acid. That due to hyperventilation, that availability of carbon dioxide that is reduced. So when the carbon dioxide concentration is reduced, that production of carbonic acid also that is reduced. So when the carbonic acid reduced in the metabolic acidosis, that is compensated with the bicarbonate. So here levels of both means bicarbonate and also carbonic acid, both are reduced in the blood, arterial blood. Then only it is compensated. Next one is renal mechanism. So in the renal mechanism, it is generating new bicarbonate ions. So here how it is bicarbonate production that is takes place in the renal tubules. You can say when the bicarbonate that is reached to the lumen of the kidney, here it is binds with the hydrogen ions that produces carbonic acid, then that separating the carbon dioxide. Then this carbon dioxide enters into the proximal tubule. Here it is reacting with the water molecules. Then in the presence of the enzyme carbonic anhydrase, that converted to the carbonic acid. Then that is separated from the bicarbonate hydrogen ions. So here this bicarbonate reabsorption that is takes place. So in the metabolic acidosis, primary cause is bicarbonate is reduced. Bicarbonate is reduced. So in the renal compensation, more bicarbonate reabsorption that is taking place. So that comes to normal. So this is compensatory mechanism for the metabolic acidosis. Next one is metabolic alkalosis. Alkalosis. So here metabolic alkalosis also called primary alkaline excess. So just opposite to the metabolic acidosis. In the metabolic acidosis, bicarbonate is reduced, but in the alkalosis, metabolic alkalosis, bicarbonate is increasing. So when the bicarbonate is increasing, here pH value is also increased. pH value is also increased. But here that partial pressure of carbon dioxide, there is no change. Okay. So here that ratio of the bicarbonate and carbonic acid that is increased. Okay. So due to this increasing of this ratio, bicarbonate and carbonic acid ratio, that the pH value is increased. Next one is what is the compensation. So compensatory mechanism for the metabolic alkalosis, it is again two types, that are opposite to the metabolic acidosis. Okay, just opposite to the metabolic acidosis. Here metabolic alkalosis compensatory mechanism, one is respiratory mechanism, second one is renal mechanism. So here respiratory mechanism, whether we have to increase the carbonic acid concentration or we have to reduce the bicarbonate concentration in the blood. So here in the hypoventilation, metabolic alkalosis inhibits the respiratory center, which results in hypoventilation. When the hypoventilation is happened, increases the concentration of carbonic acid by retention of carbon dioxide. So due to hypoventilation, that carbon dioxide that is not expelled to the outside. So that accumulation of carbon dioxide that is takes place, then that participated in a reaction, then that produces more carbonic acid. So this is one reason, respiratory mechanism to increase carbonic acid. So that compensate with the bicarbonate ions, both levels are reduced. Next one is renal mechanism. So basically here primary alkaline excess. Metabolic alkalosis is the cause of primary alkaline excess. In the renal compensation, that excess of the bicarbonate that has to excrete into the urine. So this is the mechanism. When the carbon dioxide in the renal tubule interstitial cells that is reacting with the water molecules, in the presence of the carbonic anhydrase enzyme that is producing bicarbonate and hydrogen ions. Here, these bicarbonate ions are excreted into the urine. That free hydrogen ions that comes to the interstitial space, then to the blood. Then pH comes to the normal. This is about metabolic alkalosis. Next one is respiratory acidosis. So metabolic alkalosis, metabolic acid-base disorders are mainly depending on bicarbonate, whether increased or decreased. But in the respiratory problems, here there is a increase or a decreasing that is takes place only carbon dioxide, partial pressure of carbon dioxide. So here in the respiratory acidosis, it is also called primary carbonic acid excess. So here in the partial pressure of carbon dioxide is increased. So when the partial pressure of carbon dioxide is increased, that pH of the blood that is reduced. pH of the arterial blood that is reduced. Okay. So in which conditions that partial pressure of carbon dioxide that is increased in the blood? So it may be results from breathing air containing abnormally high percentage of carbon dioxide. When we are breathing more amount of carbon dioxide, and elimination of carbon dioxide through the lungs is retarded. So when it is retarded elimination carbon dioxide, that carbon dioxide that is accumulated in the blood. So these are the two reasons that accumulated carbon dioxide, partial pressure of carbon dioxide in the blood. So what is the compensation? So here the main compensation that is takes place in the kidney. So here more bicarbonate are reabsorbed from the tubules. So here actually bicarbonate there is no change. So when it is partial pressure of carbon dioxide is increased, that more bicarbonate are reabsorbed from the tubules. Then only it is recompensated. So then that ratio of the carbonic acid and bicarbonate that comes to the normal. So both in blood are increased. Bicarbonate and carbonic acid both are increased in the renal compensatory mechanism for the respiratory acidosis. Next one is respiratory alkalosis. So primary that abnormality in the H2CO3 deficient. So in the blood, carbonic acid concentration is reduced due to low concentration of partial pressure of carbon dioxide. Here there is no change of bicarbonate. So due to low concentration of partial pressure of carbon dioxide, that increases the pH value. That increases the pH value. So here increased loss of CO2 due to hyperventilation results in reduced H2CO3. So here hyperventilation that is takes place. So due to compensation, the ratio of the carbonic acid and bicarbonate is both are increased. Both are increased. So these are about acid-base disorders. This is only brief introduction. Already we have completed theory class. Next one is ABG interpretation. So this interpretation we are concluded in 3 steps. One is identify if it is acidosis or alkalosis. So acidosis or alkalosis value that is depending on pH. pH is increased or decreased, we need to observe. Second one is identify if it is respiratory or metabolic. Whether there is a problem in the respiratory problem or metabolic problem. Third one is identify if it is compensated or uncompensated, that is regulated or unregulated. So compensated or uncompensated. So here compensation, that is again 2 types, full compensation or partial compensation. So these are all we will observe. I will show you some examples. So first step, we need to know about pH value. So here already we discussed about this pH. Now, if it is less than 7.35, that is acidemia. If it is greater than 7.45, that is alkalemia. So that normal range is 7.35 to 7.45. While reporting the ABG analysis, when we are seeing the when we are comparing the compensation, that is depending on pH value. Whether if it is normal also, we will give that acidemia normal or alkalemia normal. So here you can see that acidemia normal value 7.35, 7.36 to 7.39. These are all normal in range, but we will consider as a acidemia, but normal in the value. Like that in the alkalemia also, that normal value maximum 7.45. So 7.41 to 7.45 we will consider as alkalemia, that is in normal condition. Okay. So here step 2, whether it is respiratory or metabolic problem. So PaCO2, partial pressure of carbon dioxide, that is regulated in the respirator. Bicarbonate, that is regulated by the kidney. So in case of any kidney problem, there is a chance to produce abnormal bicarbonate. If there is any lung problem, there is a chance to produce partial pressure of carbon dioxide, either increased or decreased conditions. So first example, you can say this is one patient report. pH is 7.25, partial pressure of carbon dioxide is 50, bicarbonate is 24. So here in the side you can see the normal ranges. Okay. So here pH is 7.25. So pH is 7.25 means it is less than 7.35. That means it is acidosis. In the next stage, what we have to see? whether it is respiratory or renal. Next one is PSCO2 value is 50. So here PSCO2 value 50 means that normal range is 35 to 45. So that means that is above the normal range. So it is respiratory acidosis. Here bicarbonate is normal 24. Bicarbonate is normal value. So this condition is respiratory acidosis. Next one is, next patient report is pH is 7.56, partial pressure of carbon dioxide is 28, bicarbonate is 22. So here first thing pH 7.56, so it is greater than 7.45, so it is more alkaline, alkalosis condition, whether it is acidosis or alkalosis. It is alkalosis. Next one is problem in the kidney or lungs. PSCO2 value is 28. So here normal range is 35 to 45. So it is less than 35. That means it is, there is a problem in the lung. So less amount of partial pressure of carbon dioxide is present. So it is a respiratory alkalosis. So here bicarbonate is 22. So it is in normal range. So this patient is having respiratory alkalosis. Like that, it is a metabolic acidosis. Here pH is 7.25. That means it is a less than 7.35. So it is a acidosis. PSCO2 is 37. That means it is in normal condition. Next one is bicarbonate is 21. Bicarbonate is 21 means it is less than 22. So here patient is having metabolic acidosis. Next one is, next patient is pH is 7.56. 7.56 means it is more alkalosis. Carbon dioxide is normal 40. Okay, bicarbonate that is 35. 35 means that is greater than 26 normal range. So it is more bicarbonate is present in the blood. So patient suffering with metabolic alkalosis. Okay. So in some other conditions, pH is in normal condition, but partial pressure of carbon dioxide and bicarbonate both are abnormal. So in that special conditions, we have to see whether that is compensated or uncompensated mechanisms. So next examples, in the step 3, identify if it is compensated or uncompensated. So we know that in the respiratory problem, so bicarbonate that is produced in the kidney. So in the respiratory problems, bicarbonate, respiratory acidosis, bicarbonate is increased. Okay, in the respiratory acidosis, bicarbonate is increased. In the respiratory alkalosis, bicarbonate is reduced. Bicarbonate is reduced. Okay. Next one is, in the metabolic acidosis, carbon dioxide is reduced. In the metabolic acidosis, carbon dioxide is reduced. In the metabolic alkalosis, carbon dioxide is increased. It is a compensation. So bicarbonate that is produced in the kidney. Okay. So it is compensated respiratory problems. Respiratory acidosis or respiratory alkalosis that is compensated by metabolic acidosis or metabolic alkalosis. So here respiratory acidosis that is compensated by metabolic alkalosis. Okay. Here respiratory alkalosis that is compensated by metabolic acidosis. Okay. Strongly we have to remember this point. Next one is metabolic acidosis that is compensated by respiratory alkalosis. Carbon dioxide that is reduced. Metabolic alkalosis that is compensated by respiratory acidosis. So carbon dioxide is increased. Some examples here, compensation that is, we already know that fully compensation or partial compensation. Here, one example you can say pH is 7.30, carbon dioxide is 50, bicarbonate is 49. So here, first thing we have to say pH. pH is 7.30. That means it is less than normal range. Okay, it is less than normal range. Here, carbon dioxide is 50. So it is more than 45. It is more than 45. So here, carbon dioxide is called acid. So carbon dioxide is acid. So it is acidosis. It is acidosis. Okay. So carbon dioxide that is regulated in the lungs. So it is a respiratory acidosis. So carbon dioxide is increased respiratory acidosis due to less amount of 7.30 respiratory acidosis. So here this respiratory acidosis that is compensated with bicarbonate or not. So here bicarbonate, it is value is 49. So it is greater than 26. It is high amount 49. But here pH value is not in the normal range. pH value is not in the normal range. So here both are elevated. Bicarbonate is also elevated. Carbon dioxide is also elevated. But it is not near to normal range. So it is partially compensation. It is partially compensation. Next one is pH is 7.0. Carbon dioxide is 51. Bicarbonate is 41. So first thing you can see pH is 7.50. 7.50 means it is more than 7.45. So it is alkalosis. Okay. Next one is carbon dioxide. Carbon dioxide is 51. Carbon dioxide is 51. Okay. Bicarbonate is 41. Bicarbonate is 41. So here pH is 7.50. So it is alkaline condition. So here carbon dioxide is acid, bicarbonate is base. So that's why it is metabolic alkalosis. Metabolic alkalosis due to pH is in the alkaline condition, base condition. So here CO2 is acid, bicarbonate is base. So it is alkalosis. So metabolic alkalosis. This metabolic alkalosis that is compensated with the carbon dioxide or not, you will see. So here carbon dioxide is 51. That means that is more than 45. So here both are increased. Both are increased. Carbon dioxide is also elevated. Bicarbonate is also elevated. But here pH is not in the normal limit. pH is not in the normal range. So here it is partially compensation. Partial compensation. Next one is, next example, pH is within the limit. pH is within the normal range. But carbon dioxide and bicarbonate both are increased. In the previous slide, pH is in the abnormal range. But carbon dioxide and bicarbonate both are elevated. But here, pH is normal limit. But carbon dioxide and bicarbonate both are abnormal limit. So in these special conditions, we need to know about patient diagnosis, whether they are suffering from the lung problem or kidney problem, organ problem. We need to know about patient diagnosis. Then first thing we have to see that pH value. It is 7.35, means that is in within the limit 7.35 to 7.45. So at the time of reporting, we will consider that 7.35 to 7.39. This is in acidic, but it is normal. Like that in the alkaline side also, 7.41 to 7.45, it is in alkaline, but it is a normal alkaline side. So here that pH value is 7.35. So it is acidic side. So it is acidic side. So it is acidic side, alkalotic side. So here next one is carbon dioxide. So it is, we already confirmed that acidic. Acidic means which one is acid? producing hydrogen ions? Carbon dioxide. So it is a carbon dioxide, respiratory. So respiratory acidosis, respiratory normal acidosis. So it is compensated with carbon dioxide or not. So here bicarbonate value is 30. So here the normal range is 22 to 26. Just it is very near to normal range. It is very near to normal range, and also here pH value is that is comes to under the normal condition. So here due to this normal pH, it is bicarbonate is fully compensated. Bicarbonate is fully compensated. So this is one example. Next one is here pH is 7.44, carbon dioxide is 48, bicarbonate is 35. So here pH is 7.44. So it is also within the range, but it is normal alkaline side. Normal alkaline side. So it is normal alkalosis. So here alkalosis means base. So in these two, base is bicarbonate. Base is bicarbonate. So here metabolic. So here it is a metabolic alkalosis. Metabolic normal alkalosis. So here carbon dioxide, that is compensated or not. So here carbon dioxide value is 48. So it is very near to normal range. Maximum range is 45. It is very near to normal range. So here you can observe the pH also. pH is also within the normal limit. So carbon dioxide, that is fully compensation. So this is the another example for the full compensation. So this is about uncompensation or compensation. Compensation again two types: full compensation or partial compensation. So this is about these are the instruments we are using in the central lab. One is fixed instrument. It is there in the ICU. If anybody wants to see, you can go and there in the ICU. It is there in the ICU department. It is the bedside mobile or bedside ABG machine. Just this cassette, this cassette has to fill with the blood, arterial blood. There is a specialized procedure. Then this cassette has to insert into the inside. That gives within the seconds, that gives the value of the ABG analyzed samples. So these are the two instruments we are using. This is about ABG, arterial blood gas. Thank you.